And we are live. All right, welcome to the show. If it's your first time here and you're watching the replay, this is Fishy Hour with Roman. That's me. And I usually make videos about fishing on this channel. But today I started a show. Not today. I started a show about a couple weeks ago. And it's basically a place for us to talk about fishing and the lack of fishing since we're stuck at home with this whole quarantine. So that's what we're doing. Let's have some fun. I'll put up the phone number up on the screen in a little bit, and you can call in. Again, if you're catching the replay, we're usually doing these at 7 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. So join us on a live if you're watching the replay. Now I'm going to go say what's up to everybody that came in into the live stream. So let's check this out. All right, let's see. Coach Werf is in the house. What up? Jet is back. Welcome, Jet. Nice. All right. We have 11 connections going. That's great. Good starting point. Good starting point, guys. Do me a favor if you just jumped on, give this video a like so that YouTube knows to start sharing it. And then, what up, Leonard? Welcome back. And then let's go to share it if you can too. That'd be awesome. All right. We have a guest that's going to call in later. And it should be a pretty cool conversation. So looking forward to that. Brian, welcome back. Mario, welcome back. What up? I was doing the angler clothing contest this weekend. Ooh, nice. Am I doing the angler clothing contest this weekend? Probably not. I'm going to stay home. I don't want to catch something. Fishtails, what's up? Fishtails, I'm not sure you've been on here before, but welcome. Hey, some questions. What's the weirdest thing you caught a spotty on? What's the biggest fish you caught in the bay? And have you ever caught a topwater fish in the bay? Oh, those are all good questions. Really good questions. Awesome. Thanks for starting us off with a series of questions. Let's get started on that while the rest of the people come filter through. Oh, before we go to the questions, let's just kick off the show officially. Here we go. Welcome, guys. Hope you're having a good, was it Thursday? Wow, almost done with the week. Hope your work wasn't too crazy. And now it's time to relax. Get yourself a nice drink. And get ready for the show. Should be a fun one. We're already getting some good questions. So looking forward to it. So today I'm drinking still the Zevia soda. But this time I found the cherry Coke version. Or not the cherry Coke, the black cherry version. So it's as close as I'm going to get to my favorite stubborn black cherry Targon soda. We talked about that yesterday in case you missed it. Here we go. Yeah. Cheers. I don't know how many of you guys saw my Instagram post last night. I would timed it just right so that I could wrap the pork butt I was making in the smoker right when the show started. So by then it was already 8 hours into the cook, and then I wrapped it up, came and did the show, and when I got out, I waited another hour, and it was ready to come off the smoker. And I had to wait another 45 minutes to let it cool down, let the juices go back into it. But it came out phenomenal. So good. My first ever pork butt cook, which is basically the pork's shoulder. Pulled out the bone, came off clean. It was amazing. I felt like a magician. Like, ah! So needless to say, I've been eating good. And I busted out some guacamole sauce today. I made it from scratch, so I just ate, so I'm feeling really good, comfortable, so good. Anyway, thought I would share that with you. Let's get on to the show. Let's get started with some questions. Man, the chat's filling up. I love it. I love all the interactions. Let me do some shout outs, and then I'll get back to Fishtails questions. There we go. I need to memorize my keys. Okay, so Pesca Tactica is in the house. What's up, dude? ¿Cómo está? I know it's been he does awesome fishing videos. Like his videos are so detailed and so well done that I love watching his his videos. The only thing is they're in Spanish, guys. But if you speak Spanish, they're so good. I love the way he breaks things down, especially the video he did on the thermocline and how that affects fishing. It's mostly for like lakes, fishing lakes, where that stuff comes in, like when they say the water turned over and all that good stuff. That's like the stuff he explains, but it's just all in Spanish. So if you can read in Spanish, I mean, he might have English subtitles. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll help him out with that. But anyway, check out Pesca Tactica on his channel is really good. Saludos. Okay, let's go on to shout outs. Graham is in the house. First time. Hello, Graham. First time watcher. first time caller when you call in. Let's see. Coach Werf is still in the house. Coach Werf, Dumbest Fisherman TV. Check him out, guys. Does some great videos fishing La Jolla and fishing just like from shore and with bait. And if you want to catch fish, he's gonna show you how to catch fish. Sam's in the house. What up, Sam? Let's see. Hadua, I hope that's pronounced correctly. Hadua, why the PA kayak? Great question. We'll get back to that question. I love it. I love the questions that are already coming through. Let's see. Above the Hook is back in the house. What up? Hey, so when Above the Hook signs up, am I to assume that it's Ryan? That's when I feel weird calling you Above the Hook. I can guess it's pretty much going to always be Ryan. So I'm just going to go with Ryan from Above the Hook. Welcome. Adam's Fishing Channel. What's up? I don't think you've been on the stream before, so welcome if it's your first time watching. I hope you're here having fun and you'll enjoy the show. Philip Jones, a new watcher, also welcome to the show. Let's see, Day One Fishing. What up, Paige in the house, dude? It's good to have you. I'm glad you were able to make this cast. All right, let's see. Dan's back in the house. Yes, welcome back, Dan. Okay, Dan with the report from Carlsbad. All beach parking in Carlsbad closed as of tomorrow. Yep, I saw that on the news today, midday. State beaches still open, but nowhere to park. Good luck, everyone, trying to fish here in Carlsbad. So I think it's tonight. The order's supposed to go through where a couple things are supposed to happen. Businesses that service people, so like grocery stores and gas stations, a lot of stuff. The people serving you now have to wear masks. So they're definitely raising the level there, because I think you get infected now by just like breathing someone's exhale, I guess, right? So like you're talking to somebody too close, breathing their air could get you infected. Also probably like loud talkers that like spit. so now when you're talking, instead of facing somebody, you got to face like 45 degrees and 6 feet apart. I'm just kidding. Just having a little fun, guys. Having a little fun. All right. Let's see. Who else is in here? Phil, welcome to the show, dude. That's awesome. Eating some homemade albóndigas. Oh, sounds so good. Albóndigas, for those of you who don't know, is like a Mexican meatball. It's so good with it's like in a stew. It's really delicious. Alex, welcome back. All right, Phil, Day One. All right, cool. I think I've gone through most of everybody. So hello and welcome to the show, guys. Let's go back to some of these questions. Take it from the top. If I miss your question, I'll eventually get down to the rest of the questions here. So let me just go back to Fishtail's questions. His questions are: what's the weirdest thing you've caught on a spotty on? The weirdest thing I've caught a spotty on. Whew, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with. Oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna go with. I'll show it to you real quick. I'm gonna give up my secret. Okay, the weirdest thing I've caught a spotty on is this gigantic lure. It's ridiculous. Look at this thing. I caught a spotty on this the other day. I was fishing it. I was out fishing with Nelson, and it was starting to get towards the evening. And I thought it would be funny to just like, I had already not skunked, so I was like, I'm just gonna throw this, see if anything out here, if anything big wants to eat it. So like, here it is. This is a Recon bait, 7-inch swim bait with the owner beast hook and a trailing hook. I put a bunch of scent on it out here on the top, and chucked it out there, dude. I kid you not. A little spotty hit it so hard that I thought I was on a giant. I thought I was on a monster. Dude. I was like, first of all, I was throwing it, and I wasn't expecting a bite because I was like, if anything's gonna eat this thing, it's gonna be a monster. So whatever, I threw it, let it sink, and I was bringing it in super slow, just like crawling it on the floor. And next thing you know, boom, it gets hit. I remember I said like the S word, and I was like, OS, and and I set the hook so hard, and then there's like not that much weight on it, and I was like, wow, what could it be? What could it be? Ended up being like this is 7 inches. I think the spotty was like this much longer, like maybe like 2 more inches longer than this, which is super crazy. So like that gave me like another level of respect for a fish that I already respect so much, the spotted bay bass. How aggressive it is, how intense it was for this guy to just attack that thing, which is amazing. All right, guys, it looks like we have our first caller. Let me pick this up and we'll keep the show rolling. Hey, can you hear me?
To send a voicemail, press 2. Okay, I sent the caller voicemail. Goodbye.
Oh, I missed it. Can you call back? Whoever called back, I totally missed it. When the call comes in, it's a Google Voice number, so I have to hit accept before she sends them to voicemail. So I'll be more alert on that. So let's go on to the next question. What's the weirdest thing you caught? Okay, that's it. What's the biggest fish you caught in the bay? The biggest fish I've caught in the bay was, I would say, like a 30-inch halibut. Yeah, like a 30-inch halibut. It's probably my biggest fish I've caught in the bay, which is not bad for the bay. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Have you ever caught a topwater fish in the bay? Like I've caught corbina like a couple of times, not on purpose. I wasn't fishing for corbina. I was fishing for spotties. But on both situations, it was a small lure. Uncle Phil's in the house. On both situations, it was a small lure, and it was. I cast it somewhere and I changed my mind and I just wanted to burn the bait back in so I could cast somewhere else. And usually on those super duper fast retrieves, I got bit by a fish that's on the surface, so like a corbina or whatever. So I've caught two corbina that way. And again, it wasn't like I was out there fishing for corbina, like or that I even knew they were there. It was just like a fluke thing where like I changed my mind on where I cast it and I reeled it up really fast, and then it got hit when I was pulling really fast, and the bait's just kind of skipping along the surface or like just subsurface. All right, let's keep going. Some more questions. Dumbest Fisherman's asking if those questions are for all of us. Feel free to jump in, guys, and tell what your craziest catch in the bay has ever been, like your biggest catch in the bay, or the craziest lure you've ever caught a spotted bay bass with. All right. Hadua asked why the PA kayak. Okay, so I bought a Kraken 13.5. It's a Jackson kayak that I was using for kayak fishing. Sorry, that I was using for diving. And then once I wasn't able to find as many dive partners that were available to dive with me as much as I wanted, I started using that kayak to fish. That's the blue kayak that you guys saw when I first started making kayak fishing videos. So then from there, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead and invest into the next kayak. And then I went on what is it? Like a fast lane fishing mission with Afrin and the guys from the shop. And they let me borrow a PA 12. And just like, it was just a super fun experience, and like and it seemed so stable. And I wanted one at that point. It's like, that's a super cool kayak. And before I did that trip or that session, I was avoiding getting on a Hobie because I didn't want to confirm my suspicion that I was going to want one. So at that point, like I basically started saving up to get one. But yeah, I love the kayak. It's super stable. I love being able to have my hands free for casting or for rigging or for whatever when you're traversing from one spot to the next. So it's super cool. Also, I also like the option to stand up is amazing too. So there you go. That's why I chose the Hobie. If I needed to go back in time and like change my mind, I wouldn't change my mind. It's a awesome fishing platform. So are like the Outbacks. Those are good fishing platforms too. Let's see. One-handed anglers back in the house. Yeah. What up, Darren? Fishy with Uncle Dan Dan. What up? Jordan's back. Nice. Nice. The whole gang is here. Aaron in the house. What's up? All right, here we go. Let me get this call. I'm gonna catch it this time. Boom. Welcome to Fishy Hour. This is Roman.
Hey, Roman, what's happening?
What up? All right, perfect. Let me switch my screen over real quick.
Okay.
I see.
Close this? Can I get this phone off and then put you back on and join us on Instagram because I have you already on Facebook Live?
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's do that. I'll go join you on Instagram. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect. Awesome. All right, guys. Sorry if you guys are following me on Instagram and you're gonna get a bunch of extra notifications, but we're gonna do a quick call over Instagram, and then I'm hoping that the audio gets piped into this session. So that let's see if it's gonna work. I know we're messing with the universe right now, but let's get this going. Let's see. Oh, technology. This is exciting. Wow. It's going to be like 3D. Okay, so I'm here live.
Opposite we're going to talk about, so I'm excited.
All right, you guys are hearing
some information
Chef Lenny.
Red snapper.
I'm about to call him right now.
Bob, that was,
so here it is. I'm going to mute him for a sec. Okay, good. I'm glad that the sound is coming through. Hope you guys can hear it. Here we go. And I'll get back to shout outs in a sec, guys. We're going to do this. Let's see. Requesting to join. All right, you guys can hear him talking too.
Me on Instagram, and hopefully everyone can hear what's going on Facebook.
Oh, it's working.
Just a few minutes. I think our Wi-Fi is a little.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's working. Awesome. Can you hear me? Oh, I see. It's I'm getting the circle of buffering.
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed it, and I can hear you. I couldn't hear your voice, but
I'm good now. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I think it's Wi-Fi. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit delayed, but I can still can't. No, yeah, it's buffering for me. I can see the little circle spinning. I think we broke the internet. Like the universe was like created a black hole. Are you there?
Okay, I'm here.
All right, cool. I have an idea. I'm gonna see if I can cut out my. Yeah. Okay. Can you see me? It's good. All right. When you see this,
it's better now.
Perfect. Okay. Cool.
We're good.
All right. Cool. Okay. Good. All right. The delay is gone. Okay. Perfect. What's up? So let me introduce you to this side. Guys, I have Chef Lenny on the Instagram live stream, and we thought it'd be cool to do it this way because then you can also watch it from that side on his channel or his Instagram account, realtimeusa.com. He's gonna tell us what he does, and you guys have seen Chef Lenny on my I'm spacing on the name of the event on the Fred Hall fishing tips. So Chef Lenny was on that. That's where you guys will recognize the voice from. So let us have it.
Yeah.
Let us have it, Chef.
What's going on? Hey, say hi to my Facebook friends.
What up, Facebook? Oh, we're doing Facebook. Nice. Welcome, everybody. So we're basically here hanging out. I started this quick little show on my YouTube channel. We're doing this to kind of have a place for us to hang out during the quarantine and talk about fishing or the lack of fishing. So it's a pretty fun way to get to know the people that fish around here and like the community, and then also to help each other with fishing issues or setup problems. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing.
Absolutely. You know, Roman, thank you so much for the opportunity. I tell you, the first time I met you at the Fred Hall show, you know, we hit it off, man. You know, it was like good energy, and we had a lot to talk about. And boy, I tell you, first and foremost, and I know you feel the same way, and everyone else does too. We got to thank all the first responders, the health medical professionals, that they are risking their lives to save lives. It's just, we're in a world of such uncertainty, and it's scary. You know, you can't. You have to take this very seriously, and we are. You know, so if the governor, if the president, if your mayor, if the police are telling you to do something, you need to do it. And the end. Let's get this passed. let's get this over so we can go fishing.
Right? That's awesome. That's so good. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So one thing that I know I have is like I have a lot of passion, I have a lot of spirit, I have a lot of energy, and I want to keep going on with encouragement. You know, fishing is such an important facet in our lives. This is a sport that's been around so long. It's so great, so healthy, such a wholesome sport. You know, back as a kid, if you had a bamboo stick, a hot dog, a hook, and a bobber, you were bass fishing, you know? And I think we all started freshwater fishing. I think everyone had a Zepto. I think everyone had a plastic rod and reel with a plastic goldfish, and you thought you were catching a monster out of a lake or a pond, or even your swimming pool.
That's so true. That's so funny.
Yeah, but you know, Roman, I built this brand called Real Time USA, and it's a really, really special brand. It's dear to my heart. We raise awareness and funds for Multiple Sclerosis Society, and it's just a great way to get out and do that social distancing. You know, it's one of the sports, one of the activities that we could still do now. And once everything gets back to normalcy, and I don't like the new norm. I mean, straight up, this new norm, I don't like. I mean, it's good that we could. It's one thing that's great about it is we can spend time with our family. You know, it's bringing families together. There might be a little bit of tension here and there, but that's passion, that's love. You know, it's family, it's friends. We'll get through this. So, Real Time USA, it's a nationwide catch and release largemouth bass challenge. It is one of a kind. It's an original format. You can fish anywhere in the United States. That's what's so cool. Any honey hole, any sewage pipe, any lake, any stream, anywhere you want to fish, go and do it. Catch your bass. 4 hours of fishing, your time zone. Whoever catches the most fish wins. And what's really amazing about this is you buy a newspaper. It's going to have to be dated May 16th because that's when the event is. And you hold that newspaper up with your date May 16th with the bass to validate that you're catching those fish that day. And whoever catches the most wins. The end. It's that cool. There it is, newspaper.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So sorry, my camera's going crazy. I was trying to get the shot of the website in there. So
yeah,
I put the website up on our side.
Oh yeah, very cool. Awesome.
So it's up on the actual screen of the live cast. That's so good. Perfect.
Thanks.
So,
Roman, so for every paid entry, $1 goes to MS Society, which is very dear to my heart.
So cool.
You know, every dollar counts. Every dollar is going for 100%. My Beach Chef Lenny challenges, which is really cool, is a challenge that you and I are going to do someday. And whoever loses, 100% of our donation goes to MS Society.
Oh, that's cool. Super cool.
So Beach Chef Lenny challenge. And then Real Time USA's nationwide event. For every entry, $1 goes to MS Society. So, you know, it's really, really special. We're getting one step closer to finding a cure for MS Society. So we're really, really proud of this event. I have a core of amazing people that are putting this together. And get out and go fish. You know, this event's for all ages too. And the prizes, amazing. There is the grand prize for Roland Martin Resort,
nice.
2 nights stay, 1 half a day of guided fishing, and all kinds of cool stuff. Just check our website out, Real Time USA, and that's REEL, Real Time USA.
Awesome.
But it's a special event, Rowan.
Super cool. Nice, dude. So that's great. So what's been the biggest adjustment you've had to do with this whole Corona thing?
You know, I'm a freelance captain and chef. I travel, when I tell you, more than 3/4 of the year. I am all over the place. You know, have spatula, will travel. I am a chef by trade. You know, I've had a few restaurants in New Jersey, and for a very long time, and I love what I do. I'm a licensed captain, so I do a lot of offshore tournament fishing. Saltwater is one of my passions as well. But my roots is freshwater.
Nice,
and
nice.
I just love bass fishing because it's mano a mano. It's you against the fish, you know? It's a challenge.
That's fun.
Yeah, but on the saltwater side, I absolutely love it. You know, I love tournament fishing. I love that big game fishing. I love spending a lot of time in Cabo San Lucas. I think that's a great place.
So nice.
Great fishery, right? We're going to do some fishing down there.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Hey, so tell me, let's go back real quick to the tournament. You said you get points per fish, right? It's a fish count, not a fish size tournament, right?
How many fish you can catch in 4 hours?
4 hours.
I mean, it could be a dink. It could be a lunker. Just catch them. Just
catch it and take a picture of it with the paper, right?
Yeah, and then let it go.
That's so fun.
So
nice.
I gotta share something real cool. 2 years ago, the grand champion winner was Sloan Smith from Piedmont, Alabama. This kid was a cool cat. He wound up catching 68 bass in 4 hours.
Wow, that's so good. 68? Dang.
And then the next year he only caught 14. So you never know. But
that's funny.
Please check my website out, Real Time USA. All the information's there. It's a
awesome.
really, really special event.
So good.
I love doing it. We do an event for the veterans as well, which is raise awareness for PTSD.
Right. Perfect. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. So the veterans, they do so much for us, and this is something that Real Time USA gives back.
That's good.
We get them on a pier, Roman, in Juno Beach, Florida. We supply them with all the rods, the reels, the lunch, the bait. Cool. They just get out and enjoy themselves for 3 hours in the sun, get that ocean breeze, get their mind off of everything,
Yep.
And I love it because I run up and down the pier with water and get that lunch,
cool.
and they catch fish. And then whatever they catch, I take it back to post 4143 and cook it up for them.
Oh,
and
nice!
It's all free.
That's cool.
Cool. It's all for them. So I got a Facebook page, Lenny Strobel, and that's Lenny Strobel, Strobl. I have a Real Time USA page, and also Instagram Real Time USA. And again, it's REEL. It's a special event. And one thing I do want to share is, what has inspired me to put this event together was a few years back, I was fishing with Bart Miller, and I'm sure a lot of people know that name, Black Bart Lures. Here's a guy that has held the world record blue marlin, 1,656 pounds, and it's been almost 40 years that record's been held.
Wow.
So we fished a lot. I watched some kids fishing. I saw them get the phone with Instagram and social media, and they loved it. So it inspired me to put this event together. Long story short, I called a bunch of my friends and said, look, let's run this thread through Facebook and social media. Let's put all the bass fishes that we catch in 4 hours. Buy yourself a newspaper so you know you're catching them that day, and then whoever catches the most wins.
That's so good.
I had over 1.5 million views on this.
Wow. Well, that's crazy.
So,
those are some real numbers right there. That's crazy.
God, USA Today newspaper contacted me and asked me what I'm doing. 3 days later, they wrote an article on it, and it's on my website, Real Time USA. Check it out. It's the icons there, the logo. Click on USA Today newspaper and check that out.
Super cool. God, nice. That's
I'm
awesome.
so passionate. I know I'm talking 100 miles an hour, but I want to inspire. I want to inspire people. I want to inspire kids. Everyone to get out. Ooh, it's a tough time right now, but get your kids out.
Yeah, it is a tough time, but we'll get back some normalcy soon. Maybe not this year, but hopefully soon. We'll see.
You got a really cool thing, Roman. You really got a great thing going, man. I'm really impressed. You do it right.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. It's like a slow. It's like a gradual, slow aggregation of skills. Like I started with a blog, nervous to share my thoughts in written form, and then from there I took it to a podcast. I have a crazy podcast about spearfishing. It's amazing. It's called The Spear, and I interview spear fishermen, and I take them, and they tell me like their whole like almost it's like their life story, but with spearfishing in the way, like how they discovered spearfishing and how they got into it and how issues they had, how they overcame those issues, and then we talk about like their best trips they've been on, their aspirations, their goals. It's amazing. It's a really fun people podcast. It's like you get to know the person in through their passion for spearfishing, right? It's pretty cool. Like I'm 84 episodes in, they're about an hour to 2 hours long. So that's where I kind of cut my teeth for like interviews and being more comfortable with the sound of my own voice, right? And then from there, like that opened up some pretty fun trips to go spearfishing on. And I was like, well, I got to share those trips with the people that have been following me the whole way. So I started making videos. And then once I caught the video bug, I went crazy with that. I was like, oh, I got to make these better. Like, I can do better. And now like I feel way more comfortable speaking my mind, sharing my ideas, and also like being on camera. So it's been a long road. It's maybe been since like 2011. It's when I started like really trying to develop myself as far as like being creative. So yeah, it's been crazy. I appreciate you noticing that.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you something, Roman. It's the journey.
Yeah,
it's the journey. It's not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's of course it's the end game, the end goal, but the journey. If you can enjoy it and feel like you haven't worked a day in your life, but you're busting your ass working.
So
it's special, and it's fishing, the water. I've always said the ocean is my fresh market. As a chef. Yep.
So good. That's awesome.
I love catching these.
Perfect. That's so good. So are you gonna end your stream after this?
Yeah, I'll end it. But I wanna
Cool.
Can I show you some?
Yeah, you can definitely show me something, but I just want to make sure that if your watchers want to continue on with the cast that I'm doing on YouTube, they can get to it by going to Happy Hour again. We just changed the name yesterday, so the name of the show now is going to be fishyhour.com. So Fishy Hour with Roman, it's the name of the show, and I registered fishyhour.com just to make it easier for me to share it, or for people that are watching it that want to share it. So fishyhour.com. If you want to continue to watch this show when this cast is over, when this call is over.
Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm putting in Fishy Hour
.com.
.com. I guess you can see that right now. Fishyhour.com.
Nice.
I just posted that.
Awesome. Perfect.
And
it's a really chill show. We kind of just hang out and talk about fishing and the current events, and we try to keep it casual. The whole point of my show is to give you an hour of basically to get away from the problems of the day or from the work day or for whatever. Just chill out, relax, have a drink, and talk about fishing for a little bit.
Roman, one thing about with me, I know I'm a very high-strung, just a real motivated, 100 miles an hour, but one thing, when I get on that water, it slows you down. It's the hustle bustle to try to make ends meet and make things happen.
Yeah.
So many hours in a day. So the water really does make you relax. And, we're going to do some special things together in the future. I'm looking forward to doing a challenge with you.
Awesome.
And I see you got a little bit of chops too. I've seen some cooking that you've done.
Oh yeah. I just did my first pork butt yesterday. 8 hours on the 7 hours of it cooking unwrapped and spraying it down, and then like I wrapped it for another 3 hours. It came out so good. Yeah, I'm like amazed at how well it came out, like for being my first attempt. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but like my mouth is watering just thinking about it again.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You got to make that next time I get out in California.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
It's so, right? But it's so cool. Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, we couldn't do this kind of conversation.
Yeah.
This was something that was a phone call. It was very personal, meaning that you had to physically be there. And today's world, like getting back to what's going on today with the virus, the information couldn't get out this fast if it wasn't for this social media.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy.
Good, bad, and different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. You do have to check your sources, but for sure. Yeah. It's amazing. And like, think about like on that same thread, video phones, right? Like it's not a big deal now, but video phones is like some Star Trek thing, right?
It's
like,
wild.
What?
Right?
Yeah. Or like now, like even this show, like I would have had to gone through so many not loopholes, but through so many like gates to get an idea, to get a opportunity to prove myself on a microphone, right? And get like a job at like hosting some kind of show. And now it's like, there's nothing holding you back. If you want to make a show about anything, you can learn on the go, and you can just do it. You don't have to get anybody's permission to do it, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Whoa, what happened? Did I pause? All right, sorry about that. I got a notice that my battery was getting low.
Oh no.
It's all good though.
God.
I'll plug in.
So I can still hear you. You're good.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm back.
You know what's great? There's no delay. Like, this is something, we're like 3,000 miles away.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It's pretty wild.
That's pretty good.
A lot of cool cats have joined in. Rod Wynn, what's up, Rod? He's another Bassmaster pro.
Nice.
Yeah.
So good.
And,
I'm not that familiar with the largemouth bass fishing scene. Like, I strictly do saltwater at the moment, but we do have some smaller lakes here in San Diego County. They're nothing like up north more, like from what I hear. But I've done my attempt at largemouth bass fishing. It's a whole different world to fish for largemouth.
You know what? It's unique about that, Roman. It really is mano a mano. You are right there. You are targeting that fish. You are finessing that fish to bite, and you're not having you could have a boat, but when you're doing it on land, even by boat, it's you're in control of trying to get these fish to bite. Speaking about saltwater, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it.
This?
It's a giant wahoo.
Oh,
jeez, that's so good.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I'm working on a cookbook. This is like trying to harvest it, make sure, to show the quality of what it looks like. It was a big makeup.
Oh, nice. Hey, so I have a question for you since we were talking about this yesterday. You should always bleed your fish, right?
Oh, you must. You must. If you want great quality, you're going to lose some yield on your fillets, because not that it's edible. The bloodline's edible, but it's got a flavor that it's fishy.
Exactly.
Take it off, remove it, right?
Yep.
Get yourself a nice boning knife, clean it up, pat it down with paper towels. Really take care of your fish, and it will take care of you when you're serving it.
Yeah, it was interesting that when you say your fish will take care of you, like the last spear podcast I did was with Kelsey Albert, and she had a really good point, really interesting philosophical point of view. Like when you consume that fish, it becomes a part of you, right? So it's like, take care of it, right? It's pretty cool. Like the way she said it was pretty like moving. That like when you like fishing and spearfishing is not like any other sport where like you don't, like if you play volleyball. She used the example of volleyball. She said when you play volleyball, you don't eat the ball, right? But when you fish or you spearfish, you consume that thing and it becomes part of who you are. So it's pretty cool. That like that thought. So
yeah, and I get it. I dig it, Roman. I dig it, and I want to learn how to spearfish. I've never done it before.
Oh, so good.
I am totally down with it.
Oh man,
my brother-in-law spearfishes, and he actually spearfishes with lobichetto. And I don't know if that name rings a bell.
Nice.
But
so good.
he travels all over, and he's told me some stories of bluefin tunas, and like, are you kidding me?
That's so good.
Like, but I want to do it. I'm afraid of sharks. I mean, how do you handle that? Like, I guess sharks must feel your fear, and I know if I go in the water, I'm going to feel that fear, and I need to calm my ass down.
No, it's true. They do feel like it's like they do feel your energy, and like I haven't had that much experience diving with sharks, but the little experience I do have, it feels like it's more like they're like a stray dog. You don't want to really trust it.
Yeah.
You don't want it coming close to you, so you do kind of have to keep an eye on them. But for the most part, they're kind of like they're trying not to get hurt either, right? They're trying to survive too. But you wouldn't run around the block where there's a bunch of wild dogs with a stake tied to your belt, right? So like that's kind of like the idea. If you get a fish, the shark's around, get the fish on the boat and get back to what you were doing. So you don't want to get them too excited.
Right.
Yeah. I had an interview a while, like maybe 3 years ago at this point, with a fellow from New Zealand. He's like a shark expert, and his three golden rules for surviving a shark attack was eye contact. So you want to make eye contact with the shark so it knows that you can see it, and then visibility, which means the clarity in the water. You don't want to be in the water if it's too murky. And the third one, I forget what the third one is. But yeah, go look for that on the podcast. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, yeah, it's a real sobering thought. It humbles you. Like, hey, you're not the apex predator here. You're in someone else's home.
Yeah, and you got to respect it. You got to take those shoes off and respect it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You're the one that needs to say hello first.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to tell Facebook, how do they get a hold of you on Instagram?
On Instagram, I'm at Roman Castro, ROMANCASTRO. And on Facebook, Roman Castro Vlog is the page. That's kind of has a smaller following, but the best place to find me is on YouTube. I'm doing this show every weekday at 7 Pacific Standard Time, and I do like other instructional type kayak fishing videos, saltwater fishing videos, kind of setups, that kind of stuff. You can get there by going to watchrcv.com, watch Roman Castro Vlog, or romancastrovlog.com. There you go.
Very, very cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that new handles I've seen here, and I just want to introduce myself. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining, and thank you for the opportunity too, Roman. I'm having a blast chatting with you. I definitely want to schedule another one with you when it gets closer, to our event, Real Time USA event. That'd
be fun. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do that one like on the side, maybe not during the show, and then we can do like a couple weeks before the event, or a week before, and that way you get more people to jump in there and test their largemouth bass fishing skills. There's a lot of guys here that watch my stuff that do fish for largemouth, so I think that sounds like an appealing thing for them.
So April 18th, 19th, we are tentatively scheduling this Beach Chef Lenny Challenge, which is a really, really cool. Basically, we were touching bases a little bit, but it's a challenge that anyone can challenge me. Whoever loses donates to MS Society, and it could be any fish, any type of fishing, we could do. But we're focusing on the largemouth bass because of the bass event that's coming up.
Oh, that's cool.
May 16th. But so Todd Woods, aka Big Daddy, and Rod Wynn, they're both bass professionals, and they had challenged me to team up with Chris Harris from Florida.
Nice. To
do an East Coast versus West Coast challenge.
That's cool.
So maybe you could, if you can have the time, maybe you could get involved with it on the California side and make that happen, so we could do this whole live feed and let people watch what goes on and let them vote who they think, what team's going to win.
So funny. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Fun with it.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool. Let's talk about that, and we'll figure it out. I have some ideas that might work for that. So that sounds fun. Sounds super fun.
Yeah. Roman, I had a blast, man. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No worries. Thank you. This is fun. This is really fun. Let me flip this screen back over. All right, there it is. I can see you now. So yeah, that's super cool. Thanks for accepting the call over here and for sharing some good information with us and confirming that whole bleed the fish idea. So we'll be in touch.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, brother.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, take care. See you. Ciao.
All right. Over. All right, cool. Technology, guys. That was my phone falling. That was my phone falling. All right, guys. That was Chef Lenny in Florida. That's crazy how technology just lets us connect like that. I love it. All right. So let's see. Man, the time does fly when you're having fun. It's already 7:48. So let's keep this show going. If anybody just joined the feed, welcome. I see 33 people watching. That's amazing. That's like, I think it's a record. So while you guys are on here, give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and it would help spread the word with the guys that are subscribed and maybe haven't gotten the notification yet. Okay, back to questions. The S word. Yeah, the S word. You know what I mean. Let's see. I'm gonna start from I'm gonna start catching up to this chats kind of fast. Let's see. The phone lines are open, guys. If you guys want to call in and say what's up, or say hello, share something, ask a question, feel free. Bob's in the house. Bob, welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you in the show before. Just saw you in the video for Realistic Fishing. Oh, perfect. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, Realistic Fishing. Awesome channel. If you guys haven't seen that channel yet, it's so like real. I love how his dry delivery on like matter of fact. It's so funny and yeah, it's super cool channel, entertaining channel to watch. Realistic Fishing. That's how Bob found me. They asked me to do a video bumper. So I said, hey guys, I'm Roman Castro here from San Diego fishing spotted bay bass, and you're watching Realistic Fishing. And then he put it in one of his videos, and then that's how Bob found me. So welcome, Bob. Cheers. We're doing drinks on a fishy hour. Okay, Alex. Do you bleed trout? That's a good question. I would assume yes. I think the bleeding rule applies to all fish. Oh, Sogi, no way. That's cool. I haven't heard from you in forever, dude. Glad you're on here. See, when I was in Alaska and got my king salmon, I just fit it. I just hit it with a club and the head till dead. That's hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, let's see, Bob. Bleeding anything you're going to eat. Don't bleed anything you keep for bait. Oh, that's a really good point, Bob. Really good point. You want all those juices in there to chum it up. Great idea. Great idea. There you go, guys. See, like this is the whole point of like the show is everybody puts in their little ideas and then we end up with a great overall body of work. See, Joseph, hey. That's so awesome. All right. Let's see, you're probably punching on the well, now we're talking about sharks coming at you. What you should do, yeah, you should point your gun at it. Don't shoot it. And if you don't have a gun, just point something at it so it feels threatened. Even swim towards it. So yeah, it's kind of like if it sees you retreating, it's gonna come see why you're running from it. So anyway, let's see. Probably punch it in the nose. Yeah, you can punch it in the nose if it gets that close. You're within punching distance. You're really interested in you. Let's see what else is on here. That's so funny. Small world. Cool. All right. I see some connections happening. That's great. Alex, cool. Thanks. I'll start implementing that. Okay, good. Osogi, hey Bob. How'd Uncle Joey? Oh, that's cool. Osogi and Bob know each other. That's amazing. That's really good. Say Joseph. Joseph, welcome to the show. I'm not sure if you've been on the show before, but let's see. I think Chef Lenny needs to get his rod bent by his spotty. Yeah, definitely. Spotty, they're so when you first get hit by a spotty, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. It feels like a bigger fish. It always seems like a bigger fish because they fight so well. And when you pull it up, you're like, oh, really? Just a little dink, but it hits so hard, so it's really good. Let's see, Adam's Fishing Channel. What's up? Welcome. Let's see. The chat just moved. I lost my. Okay, here we go. Second. Cool. Okay, perfect. Okay, he's talking to One-Handed Angler, talking about I think he's encouraging him on his channel. One-Handed Angler, guys, he's starting a channel. He'll be making videos soon. So go make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel so you can watch it when he starts putting up videos. Martin, welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Oh, cool. I'm glad you joined and are checking out the show. This is pretty entertaining. Let's see. Dumbest Fisherman TV. LOL, Bob. It's worthless from over there. So Coach Werf is worthless on sdfish.com, the forum. So if that's you'll probably recognize him if you've been on SDFish. Bob. There you go. You just made the connection. That's so good. Cool. That's funny. Okay, let's see. Fishing San Diego. Welcome, dude. Welcome to the stream. Just came back. Phone dad. Oh, okay, no worries. Oh, speaking of phone dad, thank you for reminding me. Let me plug in my phone before the next call. One sec, guys. Okay, I'm back. Phone's plugged in. Yeah, back in action. Okay, cool. Let's keep at it. Let's see. All right, cool. This is great. I see all the connections happening. Nice, fun times. All right, guys. Phones are open. Feel free to call in. Switch this camera angle over here. There we go. That's super fun. All right, so today I took a little extra time before the show. Where is it? Dude, there it is. Dude. All right, the phone number is up. If you want to call in, say hello, ask a question, answer a question that someone's put in the chat. If it's easier for you to answer the question by calling in, please do. Always appreciate any advice or help for other fishermen. Three Little Idiots. So what up? That's a crazy name, but welcome. Hope you are enjoying the show. Let's see. And I took a little extra time to, as you guys saw, to set up my screen share. So there you go. Boom. So now I can show you guys a screen if we need. Oh, here we go. Coach Werf is calling in. Let's get him on the line. Gotta tell Siri it's okay. Here. Coach Werf in the house. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Roman. What's good, man?
Awesome. Let me change this. We figure out which screen this is supposed to be. There it is. Dude, this is fun.
Do we get to talk about irons tonight, or are we going to keep going about the venomous snake business?
Right. That's what you're talking about. What's the second craziest job you ever had? I was gonna so funny.
What's the second greatest job I ever had? I don't know if that'd be an even split between gold miner and gemstone miner. They were both terrible and brutal.
Oh man, that's crazy. So let's see.
When I was a gold miner, the two guys I shared the dig with, they had a license to use dynamite.
Oh.
And these guys weren't exactly the safest sorts.
They're like, oh, we're popping it. Where's everybody at? I don't know. That's so funny. So you saw the question earlier. What's the craziest bait you've caught a spotted bay bass on?
Well, I answered the guy in the comments. Kind of skimmed over it, but
okay.
I caught my personal best spotty was. I mean, there was just a hair on the tape measure. I mean, it was just a hair of yellow before the 21-inch.
Wow, dude, that's so crazy.
It was by far the biggest one I've caught. The biggest one I've caught other than that was barely over 20. But
yeah, that's still amazing. I think mine's like, what is it, 17? I think it's 17. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest spotty otherwise just barely went over 20, maybe 20 and a quarter or something. But that one was, I mean, there was just a hair on the tape measure short of 21. So it was like 21 and 31 30 seconds or something.
Nice.
And I caught the thing on a half croaker. I was soaking fishing bat rays in like January or
wow.
It was probably January or February. We used to fish bat rays really hard. And this was before South Shores got redone.
Yeah.
I mean, this was decades ago.
That's so crazy.
Probably at least 18 years ago, if not 20.
If I was in the pursuit of a monster spotty, where would you recommend? Like, do you even think there's even monster spotties in SoCal anymore, or is that something you need to do like in Mexico?
There's monster spotties in SoCal anymore. The big bays up north have a better chance.
Yep.
Since they changed the minimum size for spotted bay bass.
Yeah.
Actually, I was kind of alluding to this in the comments with some of the guys I was talking to.
Right. You can go ahead and
in your chat.
Yep. You can explain.
I kind of pointed out that that since they changed the minimum size on all bass from 12 to 14 inches,
yep,
we've seen an overall decrease in the size of the bass, which is absolutely true. So back in the day, guys would go catch them when 12 inches and take them home.
Yeah.
So what this allowed to happen was the bait that was available to more bass. More bass were reaching a larger size because they were being taken out at an earlier time. There's only so much bait that either grows in Mission Bay or gets sucked in from the outside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why Mission Bay has always had bigger spotties, because it's smaller and there was more harvest.
Oh, dude, that makes sense. Like that just like
yeah.
I totally was on board with that theory, and now it just really clicked. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
So
and you're not seeing that.
historically,
Go ahead.
historically, if you wanted a spotty over 16 inches, you didn't bother with San Diego Bay
Yeah.
or Dana Point.
Yep.
You would automatically go to Mission Bay or Alamitos because that's where the good habitat was and that's where the big spotties were.
Yeah.
But with reduced harvest, you're catching more. They're just smaller, and there's more competition, and they grow slower, reproduce at a smaller size. Blah blah blah. It's the same. It's the same thing you have with our local freshwater. You know, when I was a kid, you'd see stringers, 10-pounders leaving the lakes. 8 to 10 pound fish were super common. Multiple were caught every day and taken home, either fried up or mounted with the fireplace.
Right.
Now, no basket taken, and
So
there's no 8 to 10 pound bass. I mean, a 10 pound bass is super noteworthy now.
yeah.
Whereas back in the day, during certain months, there'd be 10 to 20 a day caught at each of our local lakes. So,
Oh, that's crazy. So and the theory is that the food source, it gets shared amongst a lot of little fish as opposed to like one bigger or more bigger fish getting the advantage of getting more food, basically. So they can't grow to that size.
well, yeah. And back in the day, a lot more live bait was used.
Oh yeah.
So a lot more of those mid to large size bass were harvested and taken home, and only the biggest, like the over 15 pounds, would be released back into the water in freshwater, or pretty much every saltwater bass was harvested once upon a time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was legal.
Yeah, that's crazy. Man, it's
yeah, but these regulation changes have led to a total shift in population structure and a bunch of other stuff. But,
yeah, man.
Anyways, anybody that thinks I'm full of crap, just look at just look at any of the population studies that have been done at the local reservoirs, or even done on spotties in our local bays.
Yeah. That would be super, I'm sure they have a chart. They have some kind of chart on that at this point. And we can definitely see when the rule got changed from 12 to 14, and we can see what the average catch length is. Those are some good numbers we could find right there too. So that's cool.
I mean, all you really have to look at is the landings, what they pulled in,
right?
And then after that, it was never the same because those fish weren't growing at maximum rate. They weren't harvested at the same rate, so therefore, blah, blah. Anyway,
that's crazy.
Enough of me being on my high horse. Do we get to talk about irons tonight, or do you want to talk about the dangerous animal business?
Dangerous animal business for 200. I was kidding.
Oh gosh. What do you want to hear about? Venomous snake symptoms?
I want to hear
other people.
I want to hear
how crazy the people in the.
I want to hear about any like the big animals, any bears, any lions, any tigers, any like cougars or mountain lions.
I do not have that much experience with the cat, with basically the mammal culture. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of them, but I barely touched it at all.
Yeah, that's
so I got given. Back when I was driving snakes, I got given a pair of civets.
Okay.
Which is the cat that jumps really high. I think it was from Africa. And they're renowned for jumping like up to 15 feet in the air or something. Jeez. And grabbing birds. So they're capable of all kinds of crazy acrobatics. I guess. I mean, I was never a cat expert. If I get it wrong, I totally apologize to everybody. I was never into cats. Never. Cats freak me out.
Yeah, those things are vicious.
Yeah, well,
it's like a house cat.
Anyway, I got called to deliver.
Go ahead.
So I got called to deliver a pair of civets, which was, I think they're a mid-sized cat. Like,
yep.
The ones I saw, I would guess, be 20 to 30 pounds, maybe.
Still, that thing's got claws and teeth.
Yeah, big claws and teeth, and they were hissing at each other and fighting, or trying to fight the whole time I was driving. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with these things? Because I never had that with snakes, right? So I delivered them to this guy in South Carolina. And all my paperwork was straight. Everything was good. And he goes, hey, have you ever held a baby ocelot? I'm like, a baby ocelot? I'm like, no, that might be cool. Whatever. So we go into the back, and he's got like, I don't know how to describe this, but like racquetball courts, but smaller. Or what is that, handball?
Uh-huh.
Where they hit the hand, like these concrete boxes.
Right.
and he's got like a whole row. He's got like 2 or 3 acres of land, and it's row after row of these things. I was like, holy crap, dude, this guy's nuts. I go, no, come on, it'll be great. So I'm walking by the cages, and he's got all this stuff I can't recognize.
Wow.
You know, ocelots, civets, those weird cats from Africa with like the long fur on the face. I don't even know what they're called, but
Wow.
weird looking. So there's all this stuff going on. So we get to the thing, and he opens the chain link. It's like 1-inch chain link, and the door is reinforced on the outside. I'm like, oh, this is a good sign, yeah. So we go in there, and there's this little cat in there, maybe 10, 15 pounds. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. So he reaches in under a blanket over some straw, and he hands me this little spotted fur ball.
Wow.
It's a tiny thing. And he hands it to me, and this little baby cat is all like batting at the air, no care in the world, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I'm like petting this little kitten on its head, and I look over, and this thing's mother is watching me, wide-eyed. Her claws are out. One foot is on the concrete, one is on the carpet. I could see the length of her claws. I was like, holy crap, dude, this claw. This cat is about to rip my face off. My heart started pounding. I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm in the wrong place. I need to give this thing back.
That's so crazy.
The second I handed that kitten back, the cat was like, whatever.
Wow.
It was like super weird. Like, I was totally freaked out. Keep in mind, I'm a snake guy, whatever, but that cat scared the crap out of me. And that was like a 12-pound cat, 15-pound cat. I mean, whatever size they get to.
Yeah. That's so funny.
And
that's crazy. Man. So tell me the name of that cat species again.
That was I think that was a civet.
Civic. Okay, cool. I'm going to look it
and
up
the
later.
ones I delivered to him were a serval.
Okay. Crazy. Man.
I think. Don't quote me.
Yeah, no worries.
I mean,
that's so
I've never really been. The only other time I drove for the cat people, super weird, dude. Those people are strange. I got to see something that totally blew my mind in Miami. It was like human pets walking exotic pets on leashes, wearing almost nothing.
Whoa,
inside of a big cage. It was super weird. I was like, what the hell is this?
That's funny.
Like,
crazy.
What really struck my mind at the time was some kind of hybrid between maybe, I don't know, I guess it'd be a tiger and a leopard, or a leopard
weird.
and a jaguar or something.
A liger?
No, it wasn't a liger. I've seen those before, but this was something else. I was like, what the hell is that? It kind of had like streaking, I don't know, it was kind of a horizontally striped thing that was interrupted. But anyway, the girl walking this thing, I guess it'd be Venezuelan or Brazilian. And she was wearing a bikini that covered almost nothing.
That's so funny.
And I was all, I mean, I was so dumbstruck. I was like, is this even for real? Why am I here watching this? This is crazy.
That's funny.
That's
so funny. Crazy. Cool. So,
but that was basically the sum total of my dealings with the cat people, other than a few brushes here and there because I drove snakes. But
that's funny.
Super weird.
Cool. Well, that's a good story.
I got lots of stories about snake people.
So funny. Sweet. Okay, so last, any other tips for people looking for the giant spotted bay bass?
Fish winter.
Mm-hmm.
Fish smaller basins like Mission, Dana, back of Alamitos. Fish those front areas of those bays. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to say too much just in case somebody takes it the wrong way.
Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough right there. Basically, in the winters when you have a better chance of catching a real giant.
Yeah, and keep in mind too that you might be looking at only 2 or 3 or 4 bites a night.
Oh, got it.
But each one could be the biggest of your life.
That's awesome. That's cool.
You might only get a few chances.
Yep.
On the other hand, that's when the donkeys are around.
Yeah, and also at night.
And it really helps that first couple hours after the sun goes down, and the first couple hours before the sun comes up, that's when you're going to catch some beast.
Super cool. Nice.
And that's also the time when less stuff like angel sharks, pelagic rays. Keep in mind, bat rays running the bays pretty good in the winter.
Yep.
So I would not go under gunned just in case.
Oh, right.
You're likely to catch the biggest bat ray of your life during the winter, and especially in Mission Bay, especially at the mouth of Dana.
Yeah, I've been in,
especially at the mouth of Newport.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're looking at the potential for fish above 150 pounds.
Wow. Nice. Cool. Well, thanks for calling in, Coach.
Don't go undercut.
Yeah, exactly. Take the big gear, the heavy stuff. Nice. River monsters.
Did we get to talk about irons sometime, or are we keeping that on the hush?
Talking about irons, like iron fishing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm done with that.
So I picked up some irons for you?
Yeah.
Because I know you're getting into irons.
Yeah, definitely. So like, I'll take any tips on iron fishing. That I'll take it. Like,
well, I'm going to take three or four of the classic irons, including one Salus 6X. That's the old pattern that they don't use anymore.
Oh, nice.
Because I have a hanger on my wall that's full of classic irons like the PL65, PL85, old UFOs, old Iron Man, stuff like that.
I'm going to start an iron
irons
wall
that haven't been in production as long as you've been alive.
Yeah, that's the iron. Some of those are older than me. That's crazy.
Yeah. Or maybe there's a couple in there older than me, including a Hookup Junior Mini, which you will never see because it's laying on my wall. But there's several JRIs in there, which are fantastic irons. There's JRI. There's a couple JRI 5s, a JRI 7 in there.
Nice.
I mean, just the JRI and the new irons are well worth, I don't know, somewhere between $60 and $90.
Wow, crazy.
And then there's a couple of Salus 6X. I'll give you one of the old pattern. I'm going to keep one from my collection in case I ever decide to start casting irons again.
Yeah, we should go together.
I did used to cast classic irons back in the day. I used to cast a replica of Hookup Senior and Junior, and some of the old Iron Mans and Pro Lights and stuff like that. There is a Pro Light in there for you. I would suggest putting that on your wall behind you where you are now.
Nice. Yeah, and so that's what I want to do for now
instead of fishing it, I would totally. Okay. Yeah, instead of fishing it, I'd put that Pro Light on the wall behind you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
It's in a classic color called bird
poop,
for lack of a better word. But that is a color that is absolutely produced. There's a couple of really nice mint irons in there, a scrambled egg. I mean, there's some good irons in this batch for sure. By the way, thank you, Carrie. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well,
I just happened to see it before anybody else on FD Fish and said, hey, yeah, sell them to me. So
nice.
You will be the recipient of most of those.
Woo-hoo. Excited. Thank you so much. This is cool.
Yeah, no problem. Just buy an old Newell 338 or SLH 40 or, I mean, I guess you have to have a low profile bait caster or Komodo, but yeah.
Nice. Cool. Awesome. Well, let's continue on with the show. Thank you for calling in. This is cool. Like I like getting the updates, and the stories are hilarious. I really appreciate you taking the time to share the stories with us.
No problem, Roman. You take care of yourself, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
All right, peace.
That's fun. Thanks again for calling in. All right, guys, let me catch up with these chats. All right, 22 people in the house. I know it's running a little over, guys. I'm just gonna pop the number up here real quick. Anybody else want to call in? I'll leave it up there for another 5-10 minutes as I start to close out the show. Real quick, these last comments. Are you referring to the Yamamoto cowboy? I don't know what that means. Another tip is, I think I missed another one. Adam Fishing Channel. A little tip for bigger spotties or for everyone. I've caught more bigger spotties on the Gary Yamamoto twin tail grub. Can't recommend the exact name, but in 5-inch in a natural color. So Gary Yamamoto, I think he makes Yamamoto neoprene for wetsuits. I thought. I didn't know he made baits too. That's pretty cool. See how you're referring to the Yamamoto cowboy. Fish at night. That's another tip. Twin tail lure. Okay. Oh, never mind. It's skirted. It's probably the creature bait. All right, cool. There we go. All right, let's see. Day 1. All my big spotties have been on nothing bigger than 3.5 inch, 1/4 ounce underspin, 3.5 inch Kayak. That's really good information. I think most of my bigger fish have been on small lures, like the little half creature baits. They're like barely 2 inches, and the little slugs. You're right. That's true. Okay, Joseph. That's funny. Gulp for the win. That's right. Kayaks have fun. Kayaks have been fun, spotty, and sand bass killers for me. Yeah, I love the kayaks too, but they're just like so brittle. Like you get like one fish, if you're lucky, maybe 2 or 3 fish. It just like instantly they get destroyed. Tips for leopards or big rays while you're on, coach. Ooh, sorry I missed that, Bob. Maybe the coach will call in tomorrow and give us some tips on catching bat rays. My biggest spotty came on cool baits, weedless underspin with 4-inch chartreuse Kayak out of San Diego Bay. Wow, that's crazy. Leonard, how big was that? That personal big spotty. Okay. Yeah, I do like fishing the cool baits underspin. Okay, found it. It's the Gary Yamamoto DTH grub. There you go. That's a little twin tail one. Hula grub. Nice. Okay. Aaron's in the house. I was saying hi to Aaron when I first started the show. Aaron, welcome. I'm glad you're able to make the live. I see you're in there chatting. This is good. This is great. So Aaron likes a Salis 5X Junior for yellowtail killer. Oh, nice. I'll look into that for sure. My tip for throwing irons from day 1 is start working out. Shoulders are gonna kill you after 100 casts. Nice. Good advice. It's true. Like that way you didn't say you were warned. Dylan's in the house. What up? Can I kayak fish at Mission Bay Jetty right now? From what I know, no. You can't fish Mission Bay from shore or even from the water, or even launch a boat, or if you already have a boat in a slip in Mission Bay, you can't even get on the boat and fish within the bay. So you can't even be on the water. So let's see. So that was Dylan's question. Mark, no hookup baits? Question mark. No, I don't fish hookup baits. There's a lot of other baits that are in my quiver that I prefer. Leonard Becker I think Mission Bay is closed. Yes, Mission Bay is closed. San Diego Bay, from what I know, is still open. It's just that all the parking lots are going to be closed now. And yesterday we thought that Glorieta Bay, the boat ramp was closed, but I got confirmation today that it's open. So as of today, Glorieta Bay launch ramp is open. So you could probably launch a kayak out of there and have some fun. But the thing is that starting tomorrow morning, they're going to have all the parking lots will be closed. So you have to park kind of a ways and then get down to the ramp to launch. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, cool. Talking about Gary Yamamoto. That's crazy. And I didn't know he also made baits. That's crazy. Or maybe we were talking about different Gary, but I know there's a Yamamoto neoprene maker that makes like wetsuits, and he sells like the raw fabric to other wetsuit manufacturers. So that's pretty cool. It's got like the Yamamoto neoprene. It's super, super soft. Day 1 throws 5 at a time. That's so funny. Day 1, your shoulder hurts after 100 casts because you're throwing what's it called, a D rig with irons. It's like that's so funny. Awesome. Okay, tomorrow Brian's asking if I'm painting lures tomorrow. Okay, I'll let you guys decide. I know it's gonna be difficult, but you guys type it in there and I'll get set up. I want to either start working on the sheepshead drawing, the sheepshead design, kind of like this. So this is the one for the spot for the halibut, the angry butt. So tomorrow I have two options. I'm gonna do an overview of the board where I'm drawing and like I'm trying to figure out the design for the sheep's head sticker that I'll be coming out with, or the sheep's head shirt, or I can paint a bait in the garage with like the airbrush and that kind of stuff. So I could paint a crankbait on there. So what do you guys think? What should we do? In the chat, put paint or draw. Paint means you want me to paint a crankbait with an airbrush in the garage for tomorrow's show for Friday, or draw means you want me to work on the design for the next shirt that I'm gonna be putting out. That's gonna be featuring my version of a sheep's head. So that'll be those are the two options. So paint a crankbait, paint a lure, or draw a sheep's head. Two options. You guys let me know what you want to see tomorrow. I see paint. I see one vote for paint. I'm gonna write these down. Brian says paint. Angler, I see a bait. Okay, so bait and paint so that's 2 votes for. Okay, 1 for draw, 1 for paint. That's 3. Okay, cool. Oh, it's happening. Paint, draw. Okay, good. So it's 3 for paint, 1 for draw. I think we're gonna go with. Okay, give you guys a couple more minutes. I know there's 21 of you in here. Vote. Put in draw. Okay, draw sheep's head. We're tied. 3-3. We're tied. We need some tiebreakers in here. Oh, I see sheep's head. That's 4 for sheep's head. Oh, what's gonna happen? And whatever we don't do this week, guys, this Friday we'll do the next Friday. So if we do sheep's head this Friday, we'll do the crankbait painting next Friday. So that way, everybody gets to see what they want to see. Just a matter of like taking. Okay, there's another one for draw. Oh, that's 5. What am I gonna do when we get to 6? Oh, I got another one for draw, and I got another one for paint. So that's 4 and 6. All right, I think. I got another one for paint. That's 5-6. This is close, guys. This is so close. Okay. Did something come in? Oh, goose. I can't keep up. Somebody said goose. Okay, sheep. All right, cool. That brings me to 7 on the sheep, 5 on the paint on the crankbait. All right, cool. All right, guys, this is good. We're gonna go with drawing tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna do the design for the sheep's head. Before the show starts, I'll sketch out some basic outlines so I can get an idea of what it's like to draw a sheep's head. Just some basic features. So I don't miss the key features like the fins, the way the eye looks, the way the mouth is shaped, that kind of stuff. And then on the show, I'm gonna set up a camera right here so it's looking down at the table where I'm drawing, and then you guys can see the process of me figuring out like the design, and like when I do my preliminary sketch of the actual fish, it'll be all scratchy and weird, and then from there I'll trace it. I'll do my second version, and it'll be a little bit cleaner, but it won't have that cartoony look yet. It'll be kind of like just like a reference. And then on top of that, I'll do a third version, which will be more of the cartoony look with the crazy eyes, and then I'll really make it look kind of like my style. So that'll be the process. That'll be the process. I hope it's entertaining for you guys. And the whole time I'm drawing, I'm still going to be taking calls, and I'm still going to be talking with you guys. So kind of explaining to you my thought process and why I'm doing certain things. And hopefully that inspires you to start something of your own, even if it's like, if you're not drawing, just like, I know it's crazy right now. We have a lot of time to ourselves, and it's a good opportunity for us to explore things that we've been meaning to try, whether it's starting a fishing channel like Darren, One-Handed Angler, or starting to make your own baits. I think Leonard is trying that, and then or anything. If it could just even be like a new hobby you wanted to look up, or even even I guess binging on a show that you've been missing out on, or that you've been hearing about and you want to catch up on. But I would prefer that you do things that are, what is it called? Like worthwhile endeavors, I guess you could say. Like something that's going to give you a skill, so that when you're done doing that thing, and on the other side, you come out with something tangible, something useful that's going to help you in your life or in your job or whatever, like in your work, or if heaven forbid you lost your job because of this, you can start working on the skill set that's going to get you your next job, right? And it doesn't mean that you focus on something to get a job. Do something you want to do something you love. I'm going to switch the screen, guys, because I'm getting all preachy real quick. Do something that you love and learn to do it well now that you have a little bit of extra time. And maybe that could end up being your next job, which would be amazing because you love doing that, and that would be sweet. So with that note, I have a call coming in. Let's pick up this call. Okay, switch it. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you for calling Fishy Hour. This is Roman. Can you hear me? Oh, false alarm, false call. I think they were trying to interrupt my flow. All right, cool. So there it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And before you go, I want to show you guys a little bit of some of the websites I've been working on that have been up. And I've mentioned to you guys before, but I don't think it does it justice just to talk about them. I think seeing them makes a big difference. So I'm going to put that up on the screen now and show you guys stuff I've talked about in the past that I'm want to show you, and now's a good opportunity for you guys to see it. So here we go. This is one of the shirts my latest shirt that I put out. It's called I Would, but I'm fishing that day. But it's probably not a good shirt to have nowadays. But I want to show you this, and it's basically on my site. It's called shop.romancastro.com, and it's where I put up my designs. So like the spotted baby bass shirts, the spotty apparel, the grumpy spotty designs are all here, right? And then I've also been doing the angry butt design, so the halibut. This gives you an idea of what's available. We have the hoodies, we have the women's shirts, so that your girlfriend can also have a nice butt. So now anybody's girlfriend can have a nice butt. And then I've done a couple other shirts, just kind of like for fun, like this one, like I would, but I'm fishing that day. And then the no skunk logo that you guys see in my videos, that goes up here. So I thought I'd put a shirt on that, and we have some stickers for that too. So yeah, there's some of the stuff I referred to in the past, and that I wanted to share with you guys. Let's see. This is like kind of like an ask, guys. I'm not. I'm doing this out of my own budget, but I would like to see if you guys are interested in supporting me in the content that I make. So this is my Patreon page. So you can go to it by going to patreon.com/RomanCastroVlogs, or you can go to romancastro.com/Patreon, right? It's real basic. You can choose to give me $1 a month for the content that I make, up to $5, $10, or if you want to sponsor my channel, you can do $100 a month. And what I'll do is I'll mention your brand or your company at the beginning of every video as a sponsor, and that's kind of like how I plan to monetize my YouTube channel down the road and along the way. So those are the options. Some of those things come with like stuff like sticker packs and like a shout out and like a shirt and that kind of stuff. You have to read through here to get the full description. But yeah, the way I look at this is I try to deliver value to you guys as much as possible. And if you guys feel that what I'm doing is worthy of buying me in a year, if you do this one, if you do the $1 per month, in a year you would have given me $12. That's like buying me a meal. But if everybody buys me a meal that watches my stuff, that would be great. That makes it really easy for me to justify spending the time and making all these videos. So yeah, that's a little bit of a pitch, but just know that $1 a month is not that much, but it does contribute towards even helping me with the setting up all the websites that I do and all the random stuff. Okay, so I appreciate that. The other thing is I've started messing with the site called spottedbaybassfishing.com, and it's basically going to be a place where I write my thoughts on how to catch spotted baby bass. And so that site is already up. It's just starting out, so I'll be doing a lot more writing, including some of the videos I've already made. I would do more detailed description on those things, and then it's going to be kind of like a resource that's going to be freely available to anybody that's learning to catch spotted bay bass. Again, because I love the community, I want you guys to catch fish, and I want to make it easier for the next guys coming up to learn about our sport. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want them to learn about it from me, so that I can guarantee that they have a perspective that is that of conservation and protecting the shared resource that fish are. So I want to be able to teach them so that I can influence them to be good anglers, like good sportsmen, and respect the what do you call it? Like the traditions of the sport in the way that kind of makes it to where fishing doesn't become banned or basically that they don't give fishing a black eye, right? Because if they're out there doing things that are weird to fish, or like taking the wrong kind of fish, or taking short fish, or poaching, getting other stuff, then that makes not just them look bad, but in the eyes of the law, it makes anybody that's fishing look bad. So that's the whole premise of me even teaching people, right? So that's like spottedbaybassfishing.com, and more content will go on that eventually, but it's just kind of like I wanted to show you guys like a preview. The other thing I mentioned today in today's show is the Spear podcast. Here's the latest episode with Kelsey. She's an amazing spearfisher woman. She's women's team's world champion, and that is a gigantic wahoo she shot. And she tells us the whole story about this wahoo in the episode. The Spear podcast is one of my it's my first podcast I put out. We're 84 episodes in. And these go for about an hour to 2 hours, depending on which interview it is. Like this is like Megan, an awesome spearfisher woman from Florida. Jeremy, he's over here from Orange County. That's a gigantic yellowtail. And this is Danny Clark. He's in Northern California with a giant white sea bass. Speared that thing. Here's Lena Balta. She's an awesome freediver. She dives to tremendous depths on a single breath, which is incredible. Another freediver, Trisha, amazing diver. She's also an FII instructor, which is and this is Ryan McInnes. He's one of like the original people who thought of the idea to put a podcast about spearfishing. He did a video podcast a long time ago, and I was lucky enough to meet him, and he was able to do the show. So NCTV is his podcast. Awesome dude, super good spearfisherman. Pretty much like the who's who of like spearfishing, and also like Jerry here. He was relatively new to the sport, but I still interviewed him because I liked his enthusiasm for it. Like he's new to it, and he's out there shooting yellowtail, and like he's already like in an older age, but he still decided to take on a new sport and just like really get into it. So super stoked. Ton of people on here. I've interviewed with Dan, who's in the chat, and his episode will be coming out in a couple of months. But yeah, it's a really fun show. If you guys are interested, check it out. And the reason why I'm bringing it to you guys here is because a lot of these interviews are with divers that are SoCal based, and the stuff they're sharing can be applied to your hook and line fishing. Okay, so it's not just me trying to plug my podcast. It's me trying to show you that there's a place where you don't necessarily have to be in the water, but listening to these guys talk about the fish is going to give you some really good hints and pointers to how you should fish for yellowtail, white sea bass here in California. So really good resource to have. And also on top of that, you do end up with some amazing stories from people that are just like from all over the world. And you get to know about them through their passion of spearfishing, which is super cool. Bill McIntyre is a local here in California. Awesome guy. He was like part of his episode. It was an amazing story. He was a pilot. I forget which war it was. He was a pilot, and he would take his diving gear with him and dive in these crazy places where like people weren't even supposed to be, because he had like special access basically. So you gotta listen to this episode. It's pretty amazing. Really good show. Here's John Paul Castro with a ginormous grouper, just like crazy stories. This guy's got such a good attitude about the sport. His attitude is like, it's not about the fish, it's about like the experience, it's about the people. So really good, genuine dude. And like the whole thing with the premise of my show is like I want to feature people that I think of as like mentors and like that are gonna give the sport like a really good they're gonna give you a good impression of the sport. All right. Let's see. Will Powers, awesome diver too, like editor of a Spearing magazine. Just a lot of awesome characters, awesome people. Here's Justin with his reading his magazine underwater in Florida. Angie Anderson, another great spearfisher woman. All these people are so awesome. Like you gotta give yourself, pick one of these episodes and check it out, and you guys are gonna be just like amazed. This is like Cameron Kirkconnell with a crazy. This is a tail off of a marlin he shot. So super cool spearfisherman. Jose de Baza, awesome underwater photographer. So anyway, here it is. Here's Riley Elliott talking about surviving, how to survive a shark encounter. So in this episode, he talks about the 3 golden rules of surviving a shark encounter. So check him out. He's a shark expert. He just talks on them, and he's been in the water with like all the species of sharks. So really cool episode. That's you can get to that one by going to spiroblog.com/TS046 and iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and Spotify will have this episode. Just like episode 48 of the Spear podcast. Anyway, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Here it is on iTunes, and here it is on Spotify. So check that out. And yeah, that's like the presentation for today. Now that I know that my screen is working. So cool. Let me go back to the chats and then we'll close this sucker out. All right. Let's see. Adam's Fishing Channel is also making baits. All right, cool. When you're done with those baits, I think we talked about this before. Send me a couple and I'll make a video on those baits. That'll be fun. Okay, let's see. Leonard. Yeah, the bait looking like fun. Perfect. Okay, are you going to make more of your spotty flags? Leonard, that's a great question. I am going to make more of the spotty flags. So when I first ordered my first batch, I ordered 50, and I felt like it was going to be a risk to invest that much money into something that I wasn't even sure was going to sell. But the price was, at that point, I had to get at least 50 in order to make an order that was going to make that could justify the margins. But it still felt like a gamble. And then those sold out so fast that I was like, wow, that's cool. And then I ordered another 50, and it took me a little bit longer to sell those out, but they still sold out. So yeah, I feel super comfortable making another order. So I'll be having an order soon, and I'll have flags available, the double-sided Spotty Republic flags with the spotted bay bass on there. I'll post those up and I'll put a link on Instagram and all that stuff when they're here. So yeah, thanks for asking about that. Are you going to take more? Okay, let's see. Okay, Darren, you asked about Spotty Republic. It seems like most people it's another place to log into that is more of a headache than anything else for guys to use it. We all ended up on Instagram and Facebook, and it's easier for people because they already have accounts. And so Spotty Republic, the forum that we did, is still up, but it's kind of dead or dying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna redirect that URL, Spotty Republic, to the Spotty Republic Facebook group, and that we'll try to keep that idea alive as far as like community goes. So that's what we're gonna do for now, until maybe later on if the Spotty Republic Facebook group does hit critical mass, like a bigger volume of people that want to switch over to our own independent forum, then we can do that again too. We can try that again. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, nice. Leonard listened to that one last night. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Let's see. Aaron, your comment got flagged because of you put Cyborg Starfish, and I think, oh no, you put Badass. That's why. But it's fine. I approved it. Cyborg is a fisherman for sure. Yeah. Oh, he's a spear fisherman too. I didn't know he spearfished. That's cool. Oscar, what up? Oscar's in the house. Still need me a flag. Perfect. Yeah, we'll get the flag soon, guys. I'll get the flags. I want one too. Okay, go. Perfect. All right, cool. Yeah, there you go. So I know what I need to do. That should be my first priority, is to get you guys flags. Alex, what's the startup cost for a bait pouring business? I have no idea. If anybody's started a bait pouring business, let us know. I'm sure there's going to be a cost to get a mold, a cost to get the raw materials you have to mix, maybe like an old microwave to heat stuff up in, some Pyrex cups, a ventilator, or like a nice not a ventilator, a nice respirator, so you don't get those fumes in you, because that stuff is super toxic, and maybe some goggles. I think you might need to. I think you might have to put paint into the plastic, like, so you probably need like a paint kit, maybe just like a food coloring kit. I don't know what kind of paint that is actually used, but I don't think it's more than, I don't know, $200 or $300 to start out. I think the most expensive part is going to be the mold. Is going to be buying that mold. Brackish Bass, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but welcome. All right, guys. So I think, where is it? There it is. All right, guys. So I think that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you for watching. We went almost 2 hours today, but it was fun. I see you guys in there still active, having fun. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow is Friday. We made it. We're still here. Tomorrow we're going to be doing an over the board view of me putting together the sketch and the art for my next shirt / sticker of in this style, in the spotted baby bass, in the grumpy spotty style, and in the angry butt style. I'll be making my version of a sheep's head. So come over, hang out, have a drink. Oh yeah, tomorrow I'll probably be drinking a beer, like a legit beer, which I never do. So who knows how crazy the sketches will come out. But it'll be fun. We'll hang out. We'll still have the phone lines open so you guys can call in and interrupt the drawing process and get some ideas or ask questions, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, so it should be fun. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for being on the live stream. I know we got a lot of new ones today. So yeah. I see somebody calling Coach the Tiger King. I saw the Darren. I found the link to it. I'm gonna watch it tonight or tomorrow morning. But yeah, I'll watch the Tiger King before the next episode, and we can talk about it, because it looks pretty crazy. I think it's like it's such a good connection that Paige made to Coach Tiger King. So funny. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Drawing sheep's head. Woo!